Hey everybody, it's Mr. Marshall here at Stony Lane. Did you know that the United States is turning 250 years old this year? That's a pretty big birthday. So we are learning about all different states in the United States of America. So all states have something called a nickname, right? Maybe you have a friend that has a nickname, or maybe you have a nickname, and it tells something about you, right? States have nicknames too. A nickname is sort of like a short little phrase of what we call a state that's not its real name, but it tells something about it. Every state has a nickname. Some states have more than one nickname, and nicknames help teach about the state. So we're going to play a game. I have 5 states that I'm going to show you the nickname of, and you have to see if you know which state it could be. Ready? Here's number 1. The first one is the Golden State. The Golden State. Do you know which one that is? I'll tell you. It's this state. It's California. California is the Golden State. Not because it's made of gold, but it's got another special reason. This is the state flag of California, by the way. California Republic. All right, so I'll tell you why. It was the year 1849, and people had just started going out to California because up until that point, the United States kind of ended in here. It was this part. And people started exploring this area. That's when President James K. Polk started sending people out west, right? Because he was trying to expand the country in the 1840s. So people went out to California and they discovered something there. You know what they discovered? They discovered gold. Gold is one of the most valuable minerals that exists, right? And so they found that there was a lot of it in California. They went to this place in California called Sutter's Mill, which is right in the middle of California. And gold miners started looking for gold everywhere. That was called the California Gold Rush. And lots of people moved to California because they were trying to get involved in that, trying to get lots of gold. Here's a picture of them from around that time. And they would go underground and they would try to find gold in all different places. So California is called the Golden State. All right, so let's see what's next. Here's our next state. It's called the Badger State. The Badger State. What could that be? I'll tell you what it could be. This is a state that's in the Midwest, in the northern Midwest, and it's called Wisconsin. Wisconsin is called the Badger State. So what's a badger? Let me tell you what a badger is. A badger is this animal, and it's an animal I wouldn't want to run into. That's what a badger is. And it's not a friendly, cute little animal, right? It's not the kind of animal you want to run into. So why would Wisconsin be called the Badger State? Because Wisconsin also has lots of mines. They don't have gold, but they have lots of other things. So they have a lot of people in Wisconsin make their living by being a miner, right? And miners are like badgers in that they have to get into underground and kind of crawl around underground. And so Wisconsin is called the Badger State. Okay? All right, here's another one. What state is called the Centennial State? The Centennial State. So this is a state that's further west from Wisconsin. It's Colorado. Colorado is one of those states that's got nice straight lines for its borders. Colorado is called the Centennial State. Why? What's a centennial? That's the word centennial. And if you look at the first few letters of centennial, C-E-N-T, we see that in lots of other words. Like the word cent is a penny, right? And there's 100 cents in a dollar, right? We know the word century is 100 years. We know centimeters. There's 100 centimeters inside of a meter. So CENT means 100. And so why would a state be the centennial state? I'll tell you why. Because Colorado was made a state in the year 1876 when the United States was 100 years old. Right? We're 250 years old now. And that was the year that it was 100 years old because the United States became a country in 1776. And so this is a picture of the state flag of Colorado. It's like a big C. And some people might think it stands for Colorado, but it stands for Centennial. And Colorado, I guess. Colorado is a beautiful state. Lots of mountains, high elevation. It's a beautiful place to go. That's the Centennial State. Next one. Which state is called the Sunflower State? The Sunflower State is actually right there next to Colorado. It's a state called Kansas. And Kansas is called the Sunflower State because, guess what? There's lots of sunflowers. There's sunflowers all over Kansas. It's one of the things that makes Kansas just a beautiful place. One more. The last state we're going to think about today is called the first state. So which state is the first state? It's a teeny tiny little one all the way on the East Coast. It's Delaware. Delaware is a teeny tiny little state. And it's called the first state because Delaware was the first state to sign the Constitution. In fact, I think this is the house that it was signed in. And if you go to Delaware, they do these special reenactments of how all of that happened. Delaware is part of the reason that the United States became a country at all. They were the brave ones that decided they were going to be the first ones to go and do this. Okay? So there you have it. States have nicknames, and they teach things about the states. What's the nickname of your state? Do you know why it's called what it's called? See if you can figure that out, and maybe you can learn all the nicknames of all the states. And I'll see you next time.